Welcome to Isocrates.App channel, a platform where you learn, measure, and grow. On this video, we will show a quick and simple way to solve the question.
Question: explain the various phases of the menstrual cycle. So now look into the answer. Menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle or ovarian cycle occurs approximately once in every 28 to 29 days during the reproduction life of the female. So this menstrual cycle, it can also be called as ovarian cycle. So it occurs approximately in every 28 to 29 days of a month. So it happens during the reproduction life of the female. So from menarche, that is a girl or woman who attains its puberty, until to her menopause, that is the stopping time of her menstrual cycle, and except during the pregnancy. So during pregnancy of a woman, she does not undergo any menstrual cycle, so menstruation don't be there. So the cycle of events starting from one menstrual period till the next one is called the menstrual cycle. So once the event is started and it forms in a cycle form, we call it as menstrual cycle. So it is during the cyclic changes occurs in the endometrium every month. So this changes when comes in the endometrium wall of the uterus, we call it as that the menstrual cycle is getting to be started. And in the cyclic menstruation is an indicator of normal reproductive phase. So menstrual cycle comprises of the following phases. We have 4 phases. It comprises. The number 1 is menstrual phase, number 2 is follicular or profilorate phase, and number 3 is ovulatory phase, and number 4 is luteal or secretory phase. So first we look into the number 1, that is menstrual phase. So the cycle starts when the menstrual phase, when menstrual flow occurs. So once the flow started and it lasts for 3 to 5 days. So its duration is for like 3 to 5 days, and the menstrual flow is due to the breakdown of the endometrial lining of the wall uterus. So once the uterus wall called the endometrium lining is broken down, the menstrual flow is getting to be started, and its blood vessels also. So due to the decline of the level of the 2 hormones, that are progesterone and estrogen, also the menstrual flow starts. So menstruation may be an indicator of pregnancy, and that is the stopping. There would be a break in the menstrual phase. So, and also it could also be due to a woman or a girl's stress or hormonal disorder or anemia. Number 2, follicular or proliferate phase. The follicular phase, it extends till the 5th day of the cycle until the ovulation is getting over, and during this phase, the primary follicle, which is there in the ovary, it grows to become a fully mature Graafian follicle, and simultaneously when it grows, the endometrium wall, in the uterus, it regenerates through proliferation. So these changes in the ovary, the above mentioned is the changes that is taking place in the ovary, and the uterus are induced by the secretion of gonadotropins like FSH and LH. So it is undergoing changes. It is induced in the secretion of these 2 hormones, and which increase gradually through the follicular phase, and it stimulates the follicular development. It also stimulates the development of the follicle and secretion of estrogen. So this secretion of estrogen is undergone by the follicle cells. And number 3 is ovulatory phase. Both the LH and FSH hormones, they attain a peak level in the middle of the cycle, so about in the 14th day. So maximum secretion of LH during the mid cycle is called LH surge, induces of the rupture of the Graafian follicle, and it releases the ovum, that is the secondary oocyte. So from the ovary it is being released, the ovum is released into a peritoneal cavity. So this process is called as ovulation. And number 4 is luteal or secretory phase. So during the luteal phase, the remaining part of the follicle is transformed into a transitory endocrine gland. So that transformation into a transitory endocrine gland, we call it as corpus luteum. So this corpus luteum, it secretes the large amount of progesterone hormone. So that hormone is essential for the maintenance of the endometrium wall of the uterus. So if fertilization takes place, this phase, it also paves the way for the implantation of the fertilized ovum. So next, during the phase of secretory, the uterine wall secretes a nutritious fluid in the uterus. So this is secreted for the fetus in the womb. So this phase is also called as secretory. That is how it has its own name of secretory phase, as it secretes the nutritious fluid for the fetus. And during the pregnancy, all the events of menstrual cycle will stop. So everything is being hanged out and being stopped, and there is no menstruation taking place during the pregnancy of a woman. So in the absence of fertilization, the corpus luteum, no, it degenerates completely. It'll just degenerate it out and leaves a scar tissue. After degenerating, it leaves a scar tissue. That scar tissue we call it as corpus albicans, and it also initiates the disintegration of the endometrium. It is initiating the disintegration, that is of the endometrium, that is leading to the menstruation, making the next cycle.